Hey guys, Lord here, back with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the DC Multiverse Speeding Bullets Batman, or is it Superman? Mind boggles. But of course this is brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys, and I know it's a bit of an old figure. Actually, it's a bit of a really old figure. It's well over a year old at this point, almost a year and a half old if I'm not mistaken. But, despite the fact that I was a little late to the game on this one, as far as picking it up goes, I did pick it up off Big and Bad Toy Store around last summer probably, and I gotta tell you, aside from some loosey-goosey joints on my personal figure here, the sculpt on this thing is pretty nice. I like the anatomy on it, and it's probably one of the better Batman figures out there that's not technically Batman. I know what you're thinking. He looks like Batman with a full mask instead of a cowl. Yeah, but stay tuned. You'll find out in a minute here. So as far as accessories go, he comes with a pair of kind of just style posy hands. I'm surprised he didn't get the flat flight hands, but he does come with these. So you can have him choke a BITCH out if you want. I will tell you, you are lucky I am showing you these right now because it took me the better part of an hour to find these stupid things. So don't say I don't do nothing for you. That said, you might notice him on the trademark hockey puck display stand we get with all McFarlane Toys releases. Well, that's not what he comes with. He actually comes with a flight stand with the little clippity doodah on it. And that's cool. But for this review, I have him on the hockey puck display stand. It takes up less space, and let's face it, figures stand better on those than the flight stands. And then, of course, we get the collectible trading card with the bio in the back that you don't have to pause and read at your own leisure. I can actually do that for you here if I just adjust the volume on my phone. I noticed in my Alfred review it was a little low, so let's see if I can get this to work.
Bat data file DC Multiverse, Batman TM, Superman, Speeding Bullets, data file, real name, Kal-El, Bruce Wayne, adopted mammal, on an alternate Earth in the 00 Multiverse, Thomas and Martha Wayne discover a Yarash rocket with an alien baby inside, and raise him as their son, Bruce. These later, on one fatal night the Wayne family are walking through an alley when a lone criminal stalks them. Bruce watches as his parents are gunned down, but the Viklos attack activates Bruno Kryptonian powers, causing him to lose control and burn the criminal with his heat vision. For years after high parents' deaths, Bruce chose to hide away in Wayne Manor, hating villainy, until a group of robbers invades his home, prompting him to face the world with the now identity the Batman Multiverse.
Well, you get the idea. So, while my phone butchered that completely, long story short, Kal-El was adopted by Thomas and Martha Wayne, who are, of course, Bruce Wayne, Batman's parents. And in this universe, they name him Bruce. And instead of the guy killing the parents getting away with it, he gets lasered in the freaking face. So imagine a guy as rich as Batman with Superman's OPAF powers. That's nightmare fuel. I don't know about you, but holy shiitake mushrooms, Batman. That's like OP. That's like a new level of OP, because he's like OP rich and OP just OP. So, taking a closer look at the Speeding Bullets Batman here. Getting him off the stand. If I don't yank his foot off doing it, jeez. Again, the anatomy on this thing is on point. He's got decent sized shoulders, decent sized chest. His upper legs are longer than the lower legs. And I will mention, in my Black Lightning review, I did not know what body that was using. I was using this one right here. I think it had the same legs. I think it even had the same waist, maybe not. It had the same upper arms and elbows, not the lower arms, obviously, because you got the bat fins there. But yeah, He's recycled from the speeding bullets here, so that's good to know. I like the fully masked face. I'm surprised that the Superman mashup's the one that went with that, but pretty cool there. He's got the kind of Batman Superman logo combined on his chest. The only thing I'm not crazy about is the sculpt of the cape. It's not that it's a little windswept, I just don't like this big clump over here. Just feels kind of meh to me. But texture's nice, and other than this big clump over here, I don't mind it. It's okay. So as far as articulation on this guy goes, he of course has the double ball pig in the head. If I don't rip it, oh jeez. Pushed a little too hard there. But he can look up, he can look down, he can tilt side to side, he can rotate side to side. Just fine. His shoulders can go up and go down. They rotate forward and back. He's got that kind of butterfly thing going on in there. He's got a bicep swivel, double elbow, which works fine. He's got the ball hinge wrists, which are pretty darn tight on this guy. There we go. I had the hinge wrong. But there you go. You can hinge down, up. Of course, rotate in the arm and at the hand itself. Nice tight hands, but boy are they tight. To swap. And on this side, he actually has that ratchet. Diaphragm is a little loose on mine, but it doesn't get a ton of range. But it does kind of bobble around there. It's not the greatest. I wish it was tighter. The waist, again, a little loose on mine, but not bad. It's okay. Now, the one area that's loose, this hip is freaking loose as heck. I should have, honestly, if this guy was still in stock, contacted BBTS about this. They would have sent me another one. Because mine's in particular loose on this side. But he can kick out and kick back down. Again, he can rotate forward and back. He's got no thigh cut to speak of, really. I can't remember if Black Lightning did or not. Oh, he's got a little bit over here, but what about... Oh, yeah, he's got one. But it's mostly in, not out, so it's not that big a deal. He's got double knee, which works okay. It's kind of loose on this one joint here, but it's stiffened up significantly since I got him, so that's a plus. He's got the ball hinge ankles, which do have the more like positions, but this one on mine is shit-hockey. It is not that good. And the toe joint's not that great either. This foot's okay, I guess, but this foot is meh at best. So yeah, other than the loose joints on my particular figure, jeez, because it was an older one, I didn't call about. Normally nowadays I would, but I don't think. I think he was on the cusp of selling out because he was a very popular figure. I never saw him around here, and a lot of people really like this figure, myself included. Despite his shortcomings, I do really like this figure. I think he's nice, but I gotta admit, he's a little loose. He's a little loose, so you know that could always be better. But at the end of the day, I can at least stand him up, pose him around, and he maintains a pose. But I still think McFarlane needs to get their act together with these loose joints, man. It's not acceptable on a brand new figure. You know, if I buy something loose, you know, you're kind of rolling the dice. But when you buy it new in pack, and it's like not even a year old yet, that kind of stings a bit. So with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, and of course the most logical thing to do, is compare good old speeding bullets, Batman or Superman, whichever you prefer, to the two characters that helped bring him to life. We got the Boy Scout himself, Superman, to the left, and quite possibly the best Batman we've ever gotten in the life of the DC Multiverse line, the Nightfall Batman, to the right, and you know, all you got to do is take these two, stick them in a blender, and you get Speeding Bullets here. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Speeding Bullets was a 90s Elseworlds story, right? And these, of course, are very, kind of Silver Age, Golden Age looks for Batman and Superman, so, you know, it kind of works. Kind of works. I know this figure is a little bit more modern looking, but I could definitely see this turning out, right? Right? That said, let's get these two out of here, hopefully without knocking him over, because he isn't exactly right up against the backdrop there. And bring in our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulas, right there. And stupid review set. I really need to upgrade this review set. It's not horrible, but it's not stable, like, at all. It sucks. Of course, we have the infamous McFarlane Spawn, who is, of course, a little big compared to Speeding Bullets there. He didn't get the Superman height with that Kryptonian blood, that's for sure. A little bit. There we go. So, yeah, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and while I'm still going to stand by my statements about this character being literally everyone's worst nightmare, seriously, he's got enough money and just physical power to overthrow any government he wants. And no one's going to oppose him because he's rich and can melt your face with his laser vision. Heat vision. Oh, excuse me. I got the two confused because they're the exact same thing. Well, while I am a fan of this character, despite the fact that I'm not that big of a Superman guy, heard me say some things about the Boy Scout, DC's Boy Scout, in the past on this channel that pretty much say, yeah, not my thing. But while I'm not that big of a Supes fan, and I'm not as big of a loosey-goosey McFarlane Toys Joints fan either, I do still really like this figure. I think the sculpt is pretty decent. I think the finishes are a little inconsistent, maybe, and he could have had more paint and maybe some better accessories, but for what it's worth, for a $20 figure, this was a new body mold at the time. I am kind of surprised the Black Lightning I got held up much better than this guy because he is the new version of this body, but he does have some unique parts to himself, so maybe that's why. But either way, despite the looseness, despite that it's one of my favorite characters mashed up with one of my least favorite characters, I do still really like this figure and had fun posing him on the flight stand here, even though McFarlane flight stands do have their issues too, but that's another story for another day. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.